What's up everybody, Unrested with the questions you requested. This is JFAQ, Japan's frequently asked questions. Yes, I have cut my hair. Many people asked me to do it. It had to be done. It's too hot to keep that giant afro. And yes, that afro, that is my natural hair. That's how it grows. So anyway, let's get on topic here. Today we've got a very important, a very serious subject. One that is kind of complicated to cover, and there's so much in-depth coverage of it. I really don't think I'll be able to fully cover it in one video. I might have to bring it up again, and that is Fukushima and TEPCO. You've probably heard about both of these if you've kept up with anything in Japanese news at all since the Fukushima, or I should say the Tohoku earthquake and the Fukushima tsunami back in 2011. Many of you wrote to me during that time asking if I was okay, which I dearly appreciate. It really showed just how, I guess, humanitarian my viewers are. It really makes you feel good when your viewers do stuff like that. I was about 200 miles away from the actual quake and tsunami, so I was definitely out of range of any kind of injury or damage. Nonetheless, that is always appreciated. Let's talk about exactly what happened there. There was a 9.0 seismic earthquake there that also sent a, I believe, 15-meter high tsunami towards the shores of Fukushima, where TEPCO had a nuclear power plant, and that power plant was severely damaged by that. Now, so many things come into play already the second we hear about this, because when that thing was hit, a lot of parts of it went critical. Parts of different nuclear reactors in there, because there's more than one, went critical and melted down, leaving the area polluted with all sorts of radioactivity. Now, I'm not any kind of science expert in any of this stuff, and most of my information I got from world-nuclear.org, and so mostly what I'm going to give you is statistics and facts about how much this screwed over the families in this area, and how TEPCO and the Japanese government are doing little to nothing to help these poor people out. Now, hundreds of thousands, many people were injured or died during the tsunami and the earthquake. The amount that were displaced from their homes because of the actual, not the actual tsunami hitting their area, but the actual radiation and displacement due to the nuclear and chemical properties of the actual reactor affecting the area. I have read everywhere from 100,000 people to 120,000 people. I read another report that said 160,000 people, and then the last one I read here on world-nuclear.org went all the way up to like 320,000 people. So I'm a little bit confused as to how many, but we can safely say it's upwards of 100,000. Okay, so 100,000 people totally displaced from their houses, and the houses that they were put in by the government and TEPCO, who went together on trying to give them temporary housing, are pretty much log cabins. They are the equivalent to log cabins in the year 2015 in a modern first world country, Japan, where we're supposed to think of some of the best technology in the world. People are left to live in log cabins due to no fault of their own, due to the fault of not having the proper procedures to protect the nuclear facility that was built in Fukushima by TEPCO. And if you're wondering what TEPCO means, it's Tokyo Electric Power Company. The CO becomes company. Sometimes there's weird abbreviations in Japan. So you might ask, well, you know, Scott, how could they possibly have known it was going to be a 15-meter high tsunami? Well, the fact is that in the prior years, the last 3 to 4 years, right before this 15-meter tsunami, they'd had 8 prior tsunamis hit that area. So it's not like it was a new, wow, oh my gosh, a tsunami in this area? This never has happened to us before. There had been multiple earthquakes that were far, far smaller. So it wasn't any kind of big surprise. It wasn't like, gosh, this is an area that never gets hit by tsunamis. It was found later that they did not have the proper building code to hold up to the tsunami should one hit in that area, and that actually the place that they had built it on was a poor decision because of, well, as putting it in the most layman terms that I can, it's that it was built on sand, and that when sand is washed away by water, it can start to allow the bottom of areas become corroded, and of course allow salt water into these kind of nuclear power plants that, you know, salt water into your anything can fuck it up. I mean, let's be honest, you know, if it does the stuff that it does to cars, where I've lived in Florida and watched cars deteriorate from just nearly being close to salt water, imagine what it can do if it pours into a nuclear power plant. Yeah, that's not good. So, it's happened all the way back in 2011. And 4 years later, those people still living in log cabins. There have been multiple programs put out there, somewhere around 1,400 fundraising programs to supposedly get these people back to their houses, get them refunded all their money for everything they lost because of this power plant exposing nuclear radiation all over that area. As of now, a white page report, and this is straight out of Japan, this source comes from within Japan, from Japan sources, it is indigenous. 326 of those 1,400 programs were later found to be total frauds. They were found to have collected money and given absolutely zero to those families. So pretty much it was people running scams, okay? So there's a lot of scams going on, things being unregulated, and of course these poor people still stuck in their homes because of this stuff. On top of it, TEPCO has given them the measly, and this is so tiny, reparation or compensation, whatever you want to call it, funds of Juman a month. Juman, that's the equivalent to about $1,000 in America. Imagine you have a family of even 1 or 2 kids and a husband and a wife, okay? Some of these people can't work. They have PTSD, they have PSTD, sorry, I got the back one, post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD, okay, there we go. Some of these people are thoroughly depressed because they lost major family members within this flood and earthquake, and they are still recovering from that. Some of these people can't work because they lost their car, they lost their home, they lost their way of getting around Japan. And they're getting Juman a month for compensation, $1,000 a month. That wouldn't even leave you enough, that barely would be enough to eat. I mean, even if they weren't paying rent. Okay, you're talking about a country where a watermelon costs 30 bucks, people. All right? These people are probably living off of like cup ramen right now. And somehow they're supposed to get their lives back together. I don't know how they would ever be able to save up enough, even if they were able to move back into these places. Now, apparently there's class action lawsuits, you know, being gathered. More and more stuff's being filed. Thankfully, there is pro bono lawyers out there working hard for a lot of these people because they see the injustice, and it is just a brutal injustice done by TEPCO and the Japanese government. Shinzo Abe, before he went into his post currently as Prime Minister, made tons of promises as how he was going to hurry this along and make sure by March 2015 there would be no one left living in these temporary houses that were like log cabins. Well, guess what's come and gone? March 2015. Nothing's been done. Absolutely nothing has been even excelled or accelerated or made to go faster. It's a pathetic situation in which I wish I could possibly do more. At the very least, I can spread this video and get the word out there that these people are being treated this poorly and this badly by both TEPCO and the Japanese government. If there is anything and everything that you want to do, it is, number one, go to world-nuclear.org and check all of my facts if you want to. Let's actually get the word out there. Let's actually get these people some help by spreading the word at the very least. It's what we can do, right? On top of that, let's try to get as many of these all these .org petitions and everything. Anything you can find to get signed, feel free to post that here on the comments. I found a couple already that I've signed up for. If I get a chance later, I'll post them in the comments. Currently, I'm on my phone and going, looking for Wi-Fi to find any way to upload or post as fast as I can. My day is a busy one. But like I said, as much and as many places as we can get the word out there about this, let's put stress on them no matter what. The people that should be taking care of this mess, TEPCO especially. Really, I mean, TEPCO is the main how do I want to say, the main outlaw? No, outlaw's not a good enough word. The main malicious person, the main malicious entity, let's put it that way. The malicious agent in this situation. The government is just being lazy. Okay, I can at least give them that. They're just being lazy old men who can't do anything fast at all or make a decision because they see money leave their pocket. Whereas TEPCO they're just malicious. They're just a malicious company. And hopefully we can make them face the fines and the lawsuits that they deserve. And those people can get the compensation that they deserve and back to their homes. Anyway, guys, that's a little bit about all the different stuff you've heard about with Fukushima and TEPCO. Hopefully I've cleared up some of that for you. It is a lot of information, and it gets into all different types of science and nuclear aspects that I myself do not understand. All I do understand is that these people have been put in a horrible situation, and at the very least we can get the word out there with videos like this and comments like yours. If you like what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, if you want to join me for conversation, join me at kaizen-worlds.net for my Minecraft server. You can come talk to me there anytime. Usually you can find me logged on nighttime in Japan. You can find me on Facebook. You can connect with me here on YouTube, although it is becoming incredibly hard to comment back to you guys on YouTube. I'm so sorry I don't really get to comment back. YouTube has been incredibly messed up to no end recently. It's driving me utterly insane. So come log on, if you have a Minecraft account, come log on to Kaizen, that's Kaizen-worlds.net. Okay, you can look that up on the internet, find our server, log on, and tell them Unrested sent you, okay? And if I'm not on there, tell them Unrested sent you. If I am on there, say, hey, Unrested, I came because of your videos. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Have a great one, stay safe.